I will introduce Graphite Technology. Graphite Technology is a company manufacturing graphite equipment for chemical process industries. I will first start by an overview of what is our manufacturing process. So typically this process is applied for manufacturing heat exchanger. So the first step consists to do the thermal sizing of the equipment based on the requirement of the customer process. After this design, we submit an assembly drawing to customer which need to be approved by the customer before to start manufacturing process. This is the reception of the graphite rods. Different dimension of graphite. And the first step consists to machine the graphite. On the right, you can see a header of a heat exchanger. On the left, the machining of a graphite block. The main process consists to drill some hole inside the graphite blocks on the axial side for the chemical process and on the radial side normally for water for cooling or steam for heating. We are using CNC machining, drilling with double gun drill. In the factories, in the shop floor, all the graphite pieces have an identification number and a process card to ensure full traceability of all the material for all the project. After machining, the next step is the impregnation. Graphite is a porous material which needs to be filled with another material. In this case, this is a picture of the phenolic resin impregnation. So this resin will penetrate inside the graphite. This is the color we can see from outside of the graphite. So here are some tanks, and the graphite parts are loaded on some basket, and the basket are introduced into the tank for applying cycle of pressure, temperature, and vacuum. At the end of the impregnation process, the main test is a air pressure test. So the graphite part is put between two flanges, and we apply air pressure on a process side. And if some bubble of air coming out from the graphite, that means the impregnation process was not fully finished, and the graphite parts needs to return into the impregnation tank again. After the pieces is tested without any leakage, we do the machining of the sealing surface. This is the surface where the gasket will be located between the block of graphite. We are subcontracting the steel pressure part to a supplier of a pressure vessel according to our own detailed drawing. Once the steel part arrive in our workshop, we can proceed to the assembly of the equipment. Here, this is a block type heat exchanger. We stack the block, and between the block we put a gasket of PTFE. After assembly, we proceed again to a pressure test. One pressure test on the process service side and one process side test. Then the final touch-up and painting, the packing of the equipment, and the shipment. The process is relatively simple. The main point are the design of the equipment, which are extremely important to ensure the lifetime of the equipment, and the impregnation process. Graphite Technology is able to manufacture according to 3 impregnation process: PTFE, carbon, and phenolic impregnation process. Typical project schedule for one or several equipment is between 3 to 4 months, including the process for the export license. In China, the export license requests 1 month for complete equipment and between 1 week to 2 weeks for some spare parts. Spare part, most of the gaskets are already in our inventory, can be delivered very quickly, and for spare part to manufacture, the delivery time is between 2 to 4 weeks.